Bills vs. Chiefs, AFC Championship football. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Let's go!
Yo, what is up, 24/7 Buff Fandemonium? It's your boy Swank. It is Tuesday. It's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's championship weekend, baby. And where else would you rather be, indeed, Jarrod's voiceover, than right here on the Stadium Report? I'm Swank. I'm your host. Right below me, I don't want you to adjust your screen. I want you to realize what is happening. The three of us are actually doing a show together. We got our one-winged dove down there dancing around, being the man. Jerry, it's so goddamn good to see you. How you doing, buddy?
The stars lined up just perfectly for this evening. I am wonderful. I miss everybody. I'm glad I'm back to talk football. We had a fun Sunday sessions this past week, but now I'm here with my boys. We get to talk some football with the Bills Mafia. All that chatter. The big thing I said Sunday was, please, Buffalo, shut these Ravens fans up. And they did.
And they did.
Let's talk.
We'll talk a little bit about that fan base, man. Holy jeez. Also, my Miami guy, the crybaby guy, and also Smoke too. Ty and Smoke, they've been doing some very interesting things that I'm sure we can annoyingly talk about a little bit too. Maybe they can clip it, put it on their page, and get a couple of views. Right next to me is my other brother from another mother. He is topping off his beer, his Zubaz beers there. That's Scooter Magooter. Scott, what do you got tonight?
What's up, Jerry? What's up, Swank? You talk about the fan base and the algorithms. It goes right from the Ravens directly to the Chiefs. It's the same story but different colors, right? But bring it on. We're ready. We're ready. The Bills will be ready, and I can't wait to talk about it, guys. It's exciting. Swank, I like how you brought up earlier last week. Where's the Jets in Miami? I thought if they made the playoffs, they're supposed to be in a couple of these games.
Yeah, they won the AFC East, both of them. So how come they're not in the playoffs? I don't get it. Also, like, Lamar's and the Ravens are the best team in the NFL, and how come they're not in the championship? It's so weird. These things are so weird the way they happen.
And they're supposed to be rebuilding. Interesting.
Yes, we're rebuilding. Yeah, what a rebuild that 13-4 season was that we gave to the gave one of those away on purpose. Anyway, we got a bunch of people in the comments. We're gonna talk all goddamn night about this Ravens game and preview this KC game and have a lot of fun. We got Eli's winning lockdown for you here. Second to last one, I believe.
There you go.
Let's see what we got for friends in the comments. We got Corey Blaine, another great win. Hell yeah, brother.
I love his picture.
Corey Allen Blaine.
Yeah,
Corey Allen. Yeah, AI can do amazing things nowadays. We got Patrick Hughes. What's up, Mafia? Get to cracking them SpaghettiOs. Power of the O's. Hell yeah. What is the explanation for the O this time? Is the O the amount of wins that Lamar has against Josh Allen in the playoffs?
O is the amount of turnovers that Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills offense had in this win.
0 is the amount of respect that the Bills are still getting right now. Because
the O's is for all the pundits and the analysis people going, maybe they are good.
Oh, what do you mean? I never said that. We got Shane Becker saying, "Go Bills." What's up, Shane, brother? Of course, they're one game away, folks. Let's kick the Chiefs' ass this week. Oh yeah, man. We're gonna talk all about that, and I'm gonna get into a little bit of this isn't the same team. That's not the same team. This isn't just what has happened before. Doesn't mean it's gonna happen now, right? Same deal with the Ravens game. We lost week 4, different shit. So we're gonna get it going. Patrick Hughes, when you have the power of the O's, everyone eats. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I like it.
We got Cookie. What's up, Cookie?
What's up, Josh?
Corey Blaine says SpaghettiOs are the X factor this week. I watched a little bit of the show. You guys, you did air that special video right at the end.
Yep.
Yeah. A bunch of people got together, did some SpaghettiO chugs. Go back to the Sunday sessions that Scott and Jarrod and little Scott and little Jarrod did last week. It's super cute, super fun, good time. Check her out.
I had a lot of fun.
Doug says, "Happy Victory Tuesday. Still trying to thaw out." Hell yeah, me too, Doug. You were there? Oh man, we should have got each other. What the heck? Dr. Bruce says, go Bills. Can't wait for Sunday. Yeah, I was checking tickets, man. No, it's like 500 for 300s right now. 300 section.
Hey, I love Josh Cook. He's a guy that we grew up with, best friends, played football. He's great. Josh, stay home, please. Stay home for this.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he doesn't have a very good record. No. Let's see. We got Mary Jane Brown. Hughes High. I hope you are all staying warm. It's 7 here, but our Bills are still hot. Nice. I like that. Yeah. It was cold in the game. I'll tell you that. It was brisk. Let's see. We got Paulette. Good evening, my loving Mafia family. Let's go Buffalo. Hell yeah, Paulette. Great to see you. Thanks for
everyone
hanging
send a
out.
little positive vibes out to Paulette. She was recently in a car accident, so everyone needs to send your healing vibes to Paulette. She needs them.
Yep, she was T-boned. So.
Oh, geez. Well, glad that you're here and hanging out, and we'll have some laughs. We'll talk some Bills. It's all wins. It's all good. Everything's good. Keely says beat the Chiefs with a couple these guys. I couldn't agree more. Flex on them.
Another one.
Lori says, whoa, it's Jarrod.
Lori, I tell you what, she had a weekend to remember.
Yeah, she sure did, man. We did not get a chance to meet up at the game. My phone was being wonky as hell. I was telling Scott, but she got her dream man to autograph her dream canvas of him laying in the buff almost.
Pretty damn close.
And he retweeted the pictures and stuff. Again,
that's awesome.
Fitzy's such a dude. I was telling these two guys before, if you guys were at the game, man, you know this, but it was so hyped there. It was so loud. It was so electric. If you go on my Twitter page, I posted the video that the media team played right before the Ravens came out, and it was like all the pundits talking down about the Bills, and then they ended it with the Jerry, not this Jerry, the bad Jerry. This is a city of losers. And it cuts to Steve Tasker with the cigar, being like, let's show them what these city, like how loud the city of losers can get or whatever. Oh my God, that place, it like timed out perfect. And then Lamar came out and the Ravens came out and that place just boom.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Amazing. Yeah, it was wild, but Fitzy, man. Oh my God. You guys seen the clips. If you can find the full video, watch the full video. The dude just did it complete justice. He owned every second. And I was telling Scott, man, it didn't end after he whipped his shirt off and did the right here, right now. He was flexing. He was throwing his hands up. At one point, he threw his hands up and they set off fireworks. It was like a WWE event, man, like completely crazy. And yeah, he kept his shirt off. He was out there still while they were like getting everything ready for kickoff. Still, for like another 4 or 5 minutes afterwards. It was pretty awesome, man. I don't know who else could have done a better job. The guy completely killed it and fired everybody up.
Well, Kyle Williams the week before, Ryan Fitzpatrick this week. I mean, we talk about finish the story. That's where the story started. And so that little phrasing works perfect. And to have him there,
yeah, it was great.
Yep.
Patrick Hughes says, "Welcome back from IR, Jarrod. How's the arm? Let's get an update. How's your arm doing, buddy?"
Yeah. So Friday I go to get all this taken off, and then they'll reevaluate it, and then I'll get one of those braces that have clickers on it, and they'll slowly extend my arm straight. So the bicep now is connected in here. So it's very tight. So I have to now be able to
stretch her out.
So do they do is it just like a slow stretch and then back, or is it they're just trying to get it?
Yeah, it'll click so I can open it, but I can flex, but I won't be able to go past a certain point.
Gotcha.
And then they'll click it and then go like that and then click it further and further and further until it's stretched out. And that'll be over a period of time.
Yeah. Okay. I guess that's what I was asking. Like it wasn't just like a.
Nope. But I'm thankful. The thing I was scared about was like the pain and discomfort. And I was only 2 days on the stuff they gave me, and I've been on nothing since. It's not painful at all. Just like if you drop something and you go try to stop it or catch it, it kind of goes like that. But I've been thankful, and I got a beautiful wife here that picks up the slack too, so makes things easy.
Nice. Well, we know that you'll be right back to your Jarrod ways, like in no time. Using that left hand to do whatever you got to do. Oh, there you go. What do you got? A little White Russian there?
It's Rosie's Rattlesnake. Oh gosh, it's a
bourbon whiskey.
A bourbon peanut butter whiskey.
Oh Jesus!
Damn,
it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's just tasty. What the doctor ordered.
Thank you, guys.
Patrick says, Swank, there's not enough R's on Jarrod's name bar. Patrick, Jarrod handles that, man. He handles his own name bar here. Let's inspect. Yeah, dude, there's only 2. Weak sauce. Come on, Jarrod. But he's only got one hand to type with, so.
But Scott can change it. He always does.
No, Scott could change it. There you go. See how many R's you can fit on there, Scott.
There you go.
We got Birdo. Hello, everyone. Go Bills. Nice win. Hell yeah, Birdo. Paulette Brown. Oh, no, Paulette. I hope you are okay. Nothing broken. Heal up. Hell yeah. Lots of love for Paulette in the comments. Dr. Bruce says the game's on NFL Network right now. Don't put it on unless you're putting it on behind us, okay? Thanks. Doug says, this is how the story needed to be written. Yeah, man, I heard this really cool question or I guess topic on WGR. I think it was last week or the week before, but they were talking about what is the greatest Mount Everest to climb for a quarterback that's won the Super Bowl, who had the hardest path and who beat the best quarterbacks. And you're thinking you got Peyton Manning and Tom Brady and all these dudes, Andrew Luck, and there was just a plethora of Rodgers and all those years that those guys didn't make it and win it. Somebody had to beat them to get there. And I thought it was a really interesting question because this run that Josh Allen's got going on right now, man, I know Bo, whatever, but if Bo would have beat Josh, it would have been, oh my God. And everybody's hyped on Bo. I don't think he's a slouch. He's just a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
But if he beats Lamar and he beats Mahomes, and we're looking up at that shiny Lombardi, I mean, I don't care which quarterback's in the Super Bowl. Those 2 guys, that's got to be it, right?
MVP after MVP. I mean, those are MVP. It's right there in front of you. That's the evidence. Proof is in the pudding, right there.
I wish that narrative would kind of change though, because if you think about it, Allen did beat Denver Broncos, but it wasn't Bo that was the threat. It was their top 3 defense. Yeah. Josh Allen beat the Baltimore Ravens. It was Lamar and Henry that you had to be afraid of, but it was their top 5 defense. It's this journey through the playoffs so far for the Bills it's been against some decent quarterbacks with Lamar, but MVP quarterbacks with Lamar, but the defenses that he's been facing are great. And it's not necessarily that he's putting up crazy numbers, is he's being efficient and he's not turning the ball over and he's being controlled. So that's the story. That's what I'll take with me if this season goes to where it needs to be, is I don't care what quarterback he beat good defenses to get there.
Yeah, and we were talking about that too. Everybody wants Lamar versus Josh. They want that lineup, but really they don't play against each other. They're trying to play against the defense. So, yeah, it's a cute headline, but it's not really the meat of the matter, And I think we've been talking on this show all year about how Josh has a certain level of maturity. He's matured every year, but this year it seems he is right there. He's not making any dumb choices. I don't know if you guys caught it. That second up the gut run, he wanted. It
looks like you wanted to pitch it.
I saw it there. I was watching the screen. I'm like, I saw his eyes, and I'm like, that's growth. I wish they would have scored the touchdown. Would have made it a lot less stressful for the last couple minutes there.
That zap collar zapped the shit out of that retriever, didn't it?
McDermott's got it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you already got one of them. You got the Murray one. It was great. Mm-hmm. Let it lie, dude. Yeah. Unless it's the very last play of the game and they're running out of whatever. But it wasn't necessary. I want to hear from you guys in the comments, and you guys, maybe this will be the first question of the night since we're kind of getting into the Ravens Bills talk right now. And there's 732 of you tuning in right now. Thank you so much. Don't forget, we are part of the Buff Fan Base Network. Super proud to be, and sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go to 26shirts.com. Dalreed and the gang got so many cool things going on. They got a lot of playoff theme stuff. You look fly. You'll feel good. You'll help out a Western New York family in need, and it's win.
Win. 26ers.com.
Go check it out. Give them all your monies. Yeah, let's, I guess, talk a little bit about this game and just your overall take from it. Let's go down here to old one-armed Jerry down there and get his take. What do you think? What did you take away from this game this weekend?
I took away that we faced if these two teams this was supposed to be the Super Bowl, right? I mean, people think that if Baltimore won, they would have went to the Super Bowl and won it. If Bills win, that's how it's going to be. So hopefully that's how it turns out. This was supposed to be the game. I don't want to look past the Chiefs. They're a tough team. They're always going to be in the playoffs, but this was the game that everybody was waiting for. The Bills played them soundly. They played them soundly on all aspects of the game, even coaching. And the big thing that I'm going to take away from this game that I don't think a lot of people are talking about is Tyler Bass went 2 for 2 and 3 for 3.
Yep.
So, and he hit a 51-yard field goal to essentially win the game because that's the points that won it. Mm-hmm. So Tyler Bass was cold. He was stone cold at the game, and it was a beautiful thing to watch. McDermott made that call. I know a lot of people were holding their breath because if they missed it, they would have given the Ravens the ball at the 45, 50-yard line. And Tyler Bass pretty much ended the game with that kick, and it was beautiful. Again, like I said, as you're playing these throughout the season, you want to start clicking at a certain point, especially when you get in the playoffs. And even though the numbers don't show it in some aspects of the game, the Bills played a pretty damn good game, and it's good. It's a good thing going into this AFC Championship thing.
I love it, man. I think, the more I've seen it on social media and stuff, the special teams is getting some credit here. And I think it's from like people like us that are like, hey man, this guy's been getting dogged. The whole special teams unit has been getting dogged for a good portion of the year, calling for the coach to get fired, all this kind of crazy stuff. They've done nothing but step up towards the latter part of the year and definitely in the playoffs. Thinking all the way back to this Denver game with Mac Hollins just destroying who was it? Mims, right?
Yeah,
just blowing him up, dude.
This weekend, I mean,
they destroyed Marlon Humphrey too this week.
Yeah, it was who was it? It was Gilliam, and I think there was another guy that hit him at the same time. But if they're letting up, maybe sometimes every once in a while a kick return past the 30, but when they don't do that, they are absolutely annihilating these kick returners, and eventually that ball is going to pop out.
Yeah, absolutely. Scooter Magoo, man, what'd you take away just generally from this game? What do you think? What do you got?
No turnover. Joshy managed the game. That's all we needed out of the MVP. I'm giving a lot of the credit. We have to, guys. We went +3 in turnovers, 3-0, and we only won by 2. Bass had a hell of a game. Jared, there's that mute button on there. If you need it.
I did hit it, didn't I?
No. But that defense did what it was a McDermott defense. You could tell, guys, they brought 4. They did bring a couple blitzes, which I absolutely loved, and they were able to create a lot of pressure. But that was a McDermott/Babbage defense. The bend but don't break worked perfect. It forced Lamar Jackson to pass the ball, which we all know if he's passing the ball from behind or tied, he's a lot rougher of a passer than he is when he's ahead of the game. But that defense just created opportunity after opportunity. They played their style defense, and they didn't venture off from it. Thank goodness Henry didn't get hot till the second half, because if that was a Henry we saw in the first half, we may be talking about a different story here. But they stayed with what they knew would work. Yes, they gave a lot of big plays to the tight ends, and I'll talk a little bit more about that when we talk about the Chiefs. But it was the game plan. You could tell this was the exact game plan that they wanted. Leave themselves an open opportunity to score points and end the game like they wanted to, and that's exactly how it played out. I saw a well-coached football team, well-disciplined football team, and that's what's going to advance you to the Super Bowl.
I love it. It wasn't flashy. It was just good, solid fundamentals like McDermott always talks about. It was taking care of the football like we always talk about. I think, like I said, man, being there was just electric. It's like one of my favorite games of all time. I'd never been to a playoff game before, and I see everybody in the comments just chiming in with whoever was there. It was insane. And my wife, this is only the second game she ever went to. The first one was with all three of us here, right? And she's gotten so like she'll do word searches during the games because it's so like just and I'm like, what are you gonna do without your word searches, man? It's gonna be like 16 out. She's like, but I'll be all right, we got all of our layers and stuff. And she said, she was like, like being there was never a time, and I felt the same way. There was never a time in the stadium where I felt like it's out of control. Oh no. Mm-hmm. And there's been very few moments with Josh Allen at the helm that I think I've felt that over his whole tenure here. Mm-hmm. It just is it's a different feeling. It's a different sense, even with, we've been singing Fitzy's praises, but I remember, half the time that he went back and wound that arm up, you were like, okay, is it going to be a touchdown or a pick? Just a different kind of quarterback. So what I took away from this game was all good vibes. This team is solid everywhere. That defense stepped up. Bobby Babich, Sean McDermott, the plan they took together. Go back to the Mark Maddox episode last week where we were talking about 3 linebacker sets. They ran it. They ran a lot more man than they have all season on Sunday too. It was just to be that versatile, to be able to pick it up for this defense, to get their name dragged through the mud, and then to shut Derrick Henry down, to make Lamar look like a rookie. Like these are the things, I guess, that are bothering me now after the fact. The narrative should not be that Lamar deserved this game. It's such a shame he didn't get it. No, right. He played bad. He plays bad in the playoffs. That's the narrative that needs to be going on. He's a great quarterback in the regular season. If that was Josh Allen, it would be completely different. He would be getting dogged the same way he's been getting dogged his whole career. Josh Allen did what he needed to do. He didn't throw up 275 yards and 3 touchdowns, but he rushed for 2. They stuck to the game plan. They wore him down. They made enough positive plays, the opportunities that were given to him, that you can't say anything negative about the way they played. What do you want? You want them to flash. You want them to bomb for all these yards and touchdowns. That wasn't the game plan, and they stuck to the game plan, and it worked.
Yep.
Like, that's it. Josh could have thrown for all those yards. Sure, why not? They didn't. They did it the way they did it, to take down clock and really just wear them down, and they did a great job doing it. And you knew that team was going to catch up to you in the second half. And like Scooter said, man, I'm glad it happened then.
Right.
I'm glad they scored all those points in the first quarter. I'm glad Lamar was sloppy with the ball. I'm glad Mark Andrews dropped a couple that he did. Sometimes the ball just rolls your way that way. We have been on the losing end of that how many times in the whole history of being a Bills fan. So I think it's great. I think, this is what this team talks about. It was a team win. This isn't Josh Allen and the Bills. This is the Bills. And you know what? This week in Kansas City, it's not going to be 16. Maybe Josh Allen will throw for 300 yards because you know what? He can do that.
Yep.
He can do either. So it's just great feeling. These kind of games are supposed to be tight. Man, I just can't say enough about that defense.
With tight games, Swank, like you were saying, with tight games, sacks allowed 1 for Buffalo, punts 3. That means you're protecting the ball, not turning it over, and you punt when you have to. Penalties, the Bills had 1 for 10 yards. Fumbles lost 0. Interceptions 0.
Yep. That fumble from Lamar, I get that it was a high snap and then whatever, and he was trying to get his bearings. It just straight dropped right out of his hand.
Yep.
Like, I just, who do you blame? Like, it's funny watching people try to blame anybody but Lamar for that.
Yep.
And I don't care about the conditions, because all I heard about this week leading up to this was it gets cold in Baltimore too. Those dudes did not look like they wanted to play in this weather. I watched them warm up. I watched them come out on the field. There was no juice coming from the Baltimore Ravens sideline. They have a very good quarterback that was able to keep them competitive in a game, but it wasn't. Everybody on the Bills sideline jumping up hyping, doing like it was all energy the whole time.
Yep.
And you can't match it. You just can't. It really makes you think like a dome would be great, man, but it just there's something about it, dude. There's something about, sitting through all that and being there and suffering together and wanting it together. And it's, I don't know, a different kind of suffer.
Well, that's why these cold weather teams, I'm sorry for any of these cold weather NFL teams that go and draft a quarterback that played their whole life in LA or Florida, you need to start considering drafting quarterbacks that play in the weather. Josh Allen was in Wyoming. He played in this kind of weather. That's why he's successful in this kind of weather. I don't know why more teams don't do that, but it just so happens to be. Swank, real quick, 40 degrees with an overcast right now.
Oh,
Sunday.
Beautiful. Coming out in shorts.
There's no sleeves on that game.
No. Yeah, I don't know, man. I can't say enough good about it. It was a great time. What a game. What a game. But turning the page. Got to turn the page. Here we are, familiar territory, AFC Championship in goddamn Kansas City. One more again. I said last week, I think probably the three of us, Scott, you and I have had this conversation for sure. But like I said, if they beat Baltimore, they I don't know who can beat them. Like Baltimore was the big blurb. KC's been underwhelming all year. Let's start to get our transitional minds into a Kansas City space. But before we do that, I wanted to bring back a segment that we haven't done in a while. Rattle them reeds, boys. You like that? Yeah.
Nice little surprise.
Scooter was in the stream yard and he sounds like, "What, you got a rattle the reeds for us?"
Oh, I saw
Yeah, I
that.
think I got something for you, man.
Awesome.
It's not going to be anything too like out of there and crazy. And I know we're in the playoffs and playoff mode. But I wanted to see how close you guys could get to our season leaders and what their stats were for this season and even who they were, perhaps. We're going straight regular season. We'll start with the obvious. Mr. Josh Allen, what is your guess and closest wins over? Yeah, just closest wins. How about that? Passing yards, Josh Allen. Scott McGott, what do you got?
I'm going 3,800 yards.
Jerry?
3650.
Oh, Scout got it. 37-31. That was very close, though. Very good. Very good. Very good.
I was 70 off. I was 80 off.
Yeah, 69 off. That's the way my boy goes. All right, this one might be one that you guys already know, but rushing leader for the Buffalo Bills this season, of course, Mr. Jimbo James Cook. How many yards, Scott? Jerry?
1,018.
Ooh, Scott?
I was going 10-10.
Ooh, it's 1,009. That's another notch for Scooter Magoo. Scooter Magoo on a roll. How about this? What were in order after James the top four, including James, the top four rushers in order?
Okay, Josh Allen will be second, Ty Johnson, and then Ray Davis.
Switch it.
No, switch it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jerry gets the point on that one. Very nice. Very nice. Jerry, who was the leading receiver this year for the Buffalo Bills? Scott?
Shakir.
Ty.
I want to say 84 for 890.
What do you got,
Oh,
Scott?
you're going there?
You don't got to do receptions. You got 890? Is that what you said, Jerry?
I say 760, and he only had like 70 catches.
Oh, God. You guys make me do math here. You're 80. What'd you say?
70.
Jerry? What'd you say? Jerry?
Me? I think did I say 83, maybe?
83 yards?
No, 890 yards.
Jerry's got it. 821. What is, in order, the top 4, starting with Khalil Shakur Scott?
Top 4 receiving.
Receiving yards.
Receiving yards. There you go.
It's got to be Shakir, Kincaid, Cook, and then
I got to write this down. Hold on. You got Kincaid, Cook, and then who?
Shakir, Kincaid, Cook, and it's got to be. Oh man, this is tough. Ray Davis.
All right, I think you might be surprised on this one. I think it's going to be Khalil Shakir, Kincaid, Coleman, and then Hollins.
Oh, I forgot about Hollins. Jesus.
I got to give it to Jerry on that one because he got all the correct names on the list. Davis was not correct, Scott. Then
Hollins totally flipped. I did not think of Hollins.
Shakir, Coleman, Kincaid, Hollins. Coleman was actually number 2 in yards.
Didn't think. Okay, very good.
But very good, boys. Very good. Let's go here. Sacks. Who was the leader in sacks?
Gregory Rousseau.
Rousseau
is the man. With how many?
Was it 8.5?
8.5.
It was 8. You both lose that one.
Okay.
And then
Von Miller.
top 4. Top 4. What do you got? Go ahead, Jerry.
Von Miller, Epinesa, and oh my gosh, do you got to go with Oliver?
What do you got?
I got Rousseau, Miller, Oliver, and then Epinesa.
You guys all have the right guys. You did not get them in the right order. So now I got to decide who actually got them in any sort of right order. You both got Greg, obviously. Next up, you both said Vaughn. It is AJ Epinesa.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Good for him.
But with a twist,
Tied.
it's tied 6 apiece. Vaughn and Epinesa. So just because they read them, whatever. So I guess I got to get it to Jerry because he had Vaughn and Ep right in the front, and Oliver with 3, which is the 4th leading. Let's see here. We got interceptions.
6 tied for 1.
4-wave tie right now.
Yeah, 4-way tie. Yeah.
Who you got?
Bernard, Benford, Rapp,
Austin Johnson.
Austin Johnson with 2, right?
All right. Who you got, Scott?
I got those same 4.
Nope. You got Austin Johnson with 2.
Yeah.
DeMar Hamlin with 2.
Ooh,
Taylor Rapp with 2. Taron Johnson, 2.
There it is.
Who? This is going to be the last one. Thank you guys for participating in Rattle Them Reads. It's something that I've only brought back since, I don't know, it's like week 2, I think, is the last time I did it.
Rattle them reads.
You like that, dude? Yeah,
love
it's a sweet name. Who led the team in tackles this season? Scott.
Oh, it's got I'm going with Bernard.
Dorian Williams did.
Jerry wins. Dorian Williams. And
That's
Jerry,
right.
how many?
118.
Scott.
Yeah, he's got to be there. 100. I'll go 110.
You guys tie. It's 114. Right in the middle. Got to do everything the same. Twins always got to do everything the same.
And keep in mind, I mean, when Milano come back, took a starting spot. So that guy's racking up the tackles.
Scott mentioned last week with his buddy Jack there that the Bills lead the league in fumble recoveries. And I know we have, I think, 1 or 2 guys up front, Milano, and I think Bernard lead the way. But I think we have 11 guys tied with 1 for fumble recoveries. That's crazy.
It's nuts. This will be the last question. Here we go. Top 4 tacklers.
Okay.
There you go. This will be the real rattle the stump, the reads.
So let me go first. Dorian Williams,
Uh-huh.
Bernard, Rapp, and Hamlin.
Bernard, Rapp, Hamlin. All right, what do you guys, Jerry? I'm not used to saying your name. That's how long it's been since you've been on the show with me.
You said Rapp Hamlin. I'm going to go Hamlin Rapp.
What do you? So you're
Same
going.
bar.
You're going.
Dorian Williams, Bernard, Hamlin, Rapp.
You're right. Even though you're looking, Jerry.
No, I didn't. I knew
got
that
it
was
right.
Hamlin led the team most of the season until other guys started stepping in a little bit.
Yes, Dorian Williams had 114. Terrell Bernard had 104. DeMar Hamlin 88, and Taylor Rapp had 82.
That's impressive.
is day to day right now. I don't know. Did he practice today? Do we know this?
I haven't heard.
For rap?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for participating in Rattle Them or
Is that your voice by any chance?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Sure is. Had a good time making that.
1K viewers too. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Yeah,
Appreciate
hell
it.
yeah, man. Up over 1,000. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Let's get into this game and keep the comments coming. You guys are killing it.
I was just gonna say we're about to get the KC game. Everyone tag a KC friend, get them involved here.
Yeah, or just a Bills fan.
Yeah, Bills
That
fans
works.
before KC fans.
So here we go. I saw a really interesting post here. The Bills and the Chiefs and Josh and Mahomes. 5 wins, 5 losses each between the regular season and the postseason. The same amount of points against and for. Exactly. It's like 271 or 251. Yeah.
Mhm.
These teams are as evenly matched as you can possibly come across over the 5 years that they've been playing each other. Here we go again, right? What is different? And I'm going to start with you, Scott. What is different about this matchup this Sunday than all the ones that came before it?
And Chiefs fans are going to hate me for saying this, but the age, I think, of the leaders of the Chiefs. Kelsey obviously had a big game this past week, huge game, but I've never seen Kelsey as open as he has been, even when he was a rookie. Big mistake by the Texans defense. They did bring pressure, got a bunch of pressures and sacks and all that stuff, but Kelsey had a day and he was wide open every play and he didn't do anything special. But this whole season, he's probably the leading receiver there, but he just isn't himself. Mahomes isn't himself. I don't know if it's injury related or what, but the recovery process is a little longer as you get older. This team is aging. I know they brought in some youth with the receiver there and all that, but they're starting to slow down a little bit. Their record doesn't suggest it, but that's what I feel is different with the Chiefs, and they have gotten a lot of help from the refs. It was nationwide this week about the favoritism. You got ex-players and even analysis coming out stating the obvious. And obviously they have a lot of those one-score games that they took care of, 12 plus, I believe, which is crazy. And that's coaching. That's coaching. So where the coaches, I think, are doing a great job, Reed and Spagnuolo, I think those guys are doing a great job. They have for the last bunch of years, but their players are getting a little aged in a combination with the really young players. There's no one really in the middle. So I think that's the biggest difference with this Chiefs team.
I like it. There definitely is a different feel around each of these teams, I feel like. And what you're saying, I mean, they're the most fraudulent one loss, technically 2 loss team for the regular season that I've seen in a very, 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 very long time. And it just does not feel like the same old Chiefs, where on the other hand, it does not feel like the same old Bills either. It feels very more comfortable and mature.
Yeah, it's a very disciplined Bills team this year.
Yeah.
Very disciplined.
Jerry, what do you got, man? What do you think is different between the years past and this game coming up?
Scott, that was a great point that you made, but I want to say that I feel like, and I'm going to say his name, we mentioned it at the beginning of the season, this whole Stephon Diggs swag. This offense came into this year without a guy that they had to try to give the ball to a certain amount of times throughout the game. And it took a little bit. Josh Allen figured it out and the season went very well, but I think the playoffs are going to be the same thing. You don't have that
Diva,
quote unquote big name player. You want to try to get the ball during the playoffs to make the big play for your team, right? So Josh Allen and teammates, this offense, are going into this game not having to have a game plan for a certain player, a big star, to make a difference. And I think that's going to be the Achilles heel for the Kansas City defense. Is they're not going to know who to cover. They're not going to know what's going on. The Bills are bringing a running game. That's crazy too. The overall, I think they've ran 58% of the time this year.
Yep.
So they're bringing a different game plan to the game than you've seen in the past against the Kansas City Chiefs or in the playoffs in that matter. And it's a beautiful thing. Our running back room, and we've said it since day one, Ty Johnson, Ray Davis, and James Cook, and Josh Allen. That is a force to be reckoned with. If the Bills can get a lead quick on this team, it's going to be over with. And they're just going to run and pound the ball, and I love it. The maturity of this team of no-namers is just it leaves a nice feeling in your stomach when you're watching these games. Swank, you mentioned earlier that you're not really being stressed. Like at no point during the game against Ravens did you feel like it's out of control.
Yeah.
I think the coaching staff has matured. They're making the right decisions right now. The players believe in the trust the process, and I think it's a calm thing. And I want to throw out really quick. Did you guys see what Deanne Dawkins said this past week about Bills Mafia?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was mic'd. Yep.
That's it. That's exactly what it is. They care about each other, but they love this Bills Mafia too, and it's a beautiful thing, he says, and he loves us. So there's that maturity level that is just going from player to player to player, and it all starts from our leadership in the locker room, and it's, again, a beautiful thing. X Factor might be someone we haven't heard of all year against this Kansas City Chiefs game, and I can't wait to see what it is.
Ooh, was that a little foreshadowing?
No.
Oh, okay. Mitch Trubisky.
Mitch, I want to throw this out there real too quick, Swank, is time and time again you hear when you play a team a second time in the season, it's usually tougher to play that team, because if you won, obviously you don't want to change much, but the team's going to prepare against what that recipe was. Where if you lost, you know exactly what to change to make yourself successful. If you recall, I know the Bills won by 9 points in that first meeting that they had, but James Cook touched the ball 14 times and only had 27 yards. Josh Allen capitalized on 3rd and longs the whole game. So we're almost going into a situation where this Chiefs defense had us figured out, but we just got some of the big plays at the right time. So I know we won the game, but we're going into a situation where we still have to make correct adjustments, not go, well, this was successful. We still have to manufacture things that are going to have to be different than this first game, and you know exactly what that is. And I can't wait to see what Joe Brady and this offense's game plan is.
I agree. I think the biggest thing is the maturity level of this team. I think that everybody is relieved. It's like getting rid of that one coworker that was just like, a little grimy. Nobody wanted to say anything, like whatever. It's gone. And I'm not trying to be like, just because Diggs is gone, it's different, but there's just a different feeling. There's that next level for Josh Allen. There's a bunch of misfit toy guys that everybody cast off, Mac Hollins, and you got Khalil Shakir, who was starting to get a little bit of notoriety, but still not getting any respect just because he plays in Buffalo. Now, second most yak of any wide receiver in the league next to Jamar Chase. These guys are finally kind of starting to get noticed. You get a little notoriety by halfway through the season, and then, you lose to the Rams and you lose this game here and there and whatever. Everybody gets Pro Bowl snubs. Everybody gets the All-Pro snubs. People are taking this personally, and people are forgetting that they picked the Bills to be in a rebuild year. They picked the Bills to lose. They thought, it's going to be tough for Bills fans. And now they're all coming back on it, being like, "Wow, who said that? What do you mean?
We keep receipts."
This is happening everywhere. Trey Wingo. Did you guys see this?
Yep.
Who's saying this? And bam, 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 bam. Yep. And then today, somebody tried to say the same thing, like who's saying all this stuff? And he retweeted it and said, "I asked the same question, and then I got my answer." That people did actually say this. So maybe, our world is very small, right? Like we create our own world and our own interactions, and the algorithms and social media only feed us what we like more of, right? So there's things where you can start to get really small and think it's really big. And I think as Bills fans, we've never been outside of that world where the NFL's kept us small. The national media's kept us small. We live in the deep water, right? We've been here forever. we're used to being disrespected. These players are taking all of that and they're not letting it go, because they went from being disrespected this whole week because Josh isn't going to beat the Ravens. They're such a better team. Lamar is the MVP. Blah, 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 blah,
Offense
blah.
is easy to defend. I mean,
Number one defense in the league since week 11, minus this week and that week and this, whatever we want to adjust stats on, all this other stuff. And what happened? They won. And now you're trying to explain that away like, well, Lamar should have won it. It's such a shame Lamar didn't win it. What about Josh Allen? Why can't Josh Allen win it? Why can't this dude who's been busting his ass ever since he got into the league and breaking records all over the place, why can't he win it? Because we're playing in Buffalo? Like, and now the breath that you get after you've proven this, climbed this big mountain and you've proven everybody wrong, where if Lamar would have won, it would have been all over the place everywhere. That's his Mount Rushmore. And if Josh lost, it would have been, look at, there's Josh Allen falling from grace in the Buffalo Bills. Now, instead of getting any praise, well, they got to go into KC and they'll never do it because they've never done it before. I don't believe in the Chiefs. I don't believe that they have any confidence right now. I think that team is scared and they should be scared. Yep. I think that this is a season of lies for them. I think that this ref staff that's going in here, I saw they are the highest. They flag the home team the highest amount, and then whatever, and then the away team the second highest.
Little Patty doesn't have a very good winning percentage against this staff.
Well, geez, that's weird, man. And now all this news is coming out, and there's a bunch of players from the Texans that are going to get fined because they came out and talked a bunch of shit. And we know that we're coming here and we're playing the refs too. That kind of like that narrative. You think the NFL wants that narrative to completely stand? Look at how the Baltimore game was reffed. Ed Oliver, I thought, was going to throw Lamar into the stands. I know he tackled him half a yard out of bounds. I know it. I watched it. It was right there. And I'm like, we're getting nothing. And I was like, what? Okay. What is going on here? There was a face mask on Ray Davis or James Cook. Yeah. And blatant.
Yeah, you had three players going, where's the face mask?
Dawson Knox.
That holding call on Dawkins.
Dawkins, yeah.
Dawkins. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The same holding call that is, pristine technique that everybody's ringing the bell to say, like, whatever. That's lazy. That's lazy. I was not unhappy about the way this game was called this last weekend, by the way. I thought that's the way I wanted it to be called and played and whatever. And you can say Trey and Keon and that whole thing in the pass interference. Trey is, as much as I love him, he's known for that kind of stuff ever since he had his injury. He puts his hand on people. He just doesn't have that extra step anymore. And as much as it was one or the other, they went down and he was grabbing on him. Like, what are you going to do? Like, that always goes the offense in my mind, right?
Yeah, he wasn't grabbing jersey or anything, but he did have his arms.
Last second, right? Scott, when he was going up for the grab the ball, that's all the ref needed to see, that his arm was pinned down and was done.
Sure. I just all that, whatever, aside, there was things that got like that late hit on Dawson Knox after the whistle was blown and they drove him right through the turf. Like there was a bunch of stuff. If you're going to call it the same on both sides. Absolutely. To me, I don't think that it was so blatantly called one way or the other. I think they treated Lamar the same way they treated Josh. I was very happy with the way it went. There's not a lot that I can complain about. Obviously the face mask and stuff, but again, that personal foul, that should have been called on Eddie. I love Eddie, and I'm glad he did it. That's going to be part of my key to the game this week is hit him. They're going to flag you anyway. Hit him. Don't be dirty. Hit his ass. So I just think going into this game, man, there's a lot of stigma around it. I don't know if these refs are going to be too hot to be pulling out these yellow flags, especially with all this stuff. And I'm wondering if there's some meetings going on being like, look, fellas, we got to call us a real clean game because we can't have
fans and the NFL ain't going to have it.
The product suffers. If everybody is thinking that these guys are cheating or they're giving them favoritism, and obviously it's widespread, and it's not a coincidence. They are the least penalized team in the last 5 years. They are the least penalized team. How does that happen? You can say they're disciplined. I see that some bitch jump, false start every
Jawan
snap.
Taylor. And he's the lead.
Every time.
He's the leading penalized lineman in the league, and yet you're only going to pick. They did it this past week. They called the first one, and then they didn't touch it the rest of the game. It's like, okay, we got him. Let him do it the rest of the game. That's nonsense.
To me, it's manipulating the rules to where, like, they're not going to throw a flag every single time because it's going to slow the game down, and then the attention's going on them. And they're like, I can't do it every time. Like, if they did it every single time, I bet you if you did it 3 times in a row, that dude stopped.
Yep.
You show them that they're going to do it. Yeah, you show him that you're going to throw the flag on him. Maybe he won't do it.
It's not even a step back. It's where he's lining up too. He's 2 yards. You're only allowed 4 people in the backfield. When he's out there, there's 5 constantly.
Yeah. Yep. And people try to call Dawkins out on that. And I I don't see it. I don't see it as blatant as what's happening over in Kansas City right now. Every single game. But anyway, I think that we have the momentum, we have the mindset, and I think it's going to be a hell of a game. I can't wait for it. I absolutely can't wait.
Also have something else coming in this game that's a little different than the past. The fact is, the bulletin material that you always hear about. For some reason, this year's bulletin material isn't game by game. It was set back in March.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's going to be constantly on there. Their phrasing, everybody, all the pundits out there, and their phrasing has set the tone for the whole season, not just one game. Not that there's too small or this and that and the other thing. Is the Buffalo Bills have that on their wall for the whole season. Rebuilding year, windows closed, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Ready, set, go.
They drafted the wrong receiver, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Yep. However, the NFL, the rest of the NFL is measuring success has no bearing on the way that the Buffalo Bills are playing football right now. And this everybody eats mantra that maybe, McDermott likes these buzzy kind of phrases and these with the process and all this stuff. Like it actually is working. Like it's true. They don't know who to cover. Everybody's getting a taste. I'd say this last game was a little bit of the exception because those backs got it mostly, but that was the game plan. Can anybody tell me who the leading receiver was on Sunday?
Shakir.
I mean, that
67 yards. Yeah.
That absolutely translates. Who's next? Who's next after that? How many targets did Cooper get? There's just like
Cooper got 1 target.
Yeah, I don't know how you plan for this because any of those dudes can have a big game. And if you want to shut down Shakir, what's Cooper going to do? If you're going to shut down Cooper, what's Kincaid going to do? There's just so much. And Hollins has stepped up and blah, 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 blah. It really is just like whatever they feel like doing, they can do.
Yep. And these corners in Baltimore weren't pushovers. They did lock up their wide receivers, and we found other ways to still put up 27 points on the board.
Yeah. Yep. It's great stuff. All right, let's go to keys of the game. What do you guys think, man? There's 1,173 of you tuning in. We were hoping tonight was going to be a big night, and you guys are killing it. Appreciate you. Don't forget to follow us at 24/7 Buff Pandemonium on all social platforms. We all have our own little tweet handles. And don't forget, part of the Buff Fan Base Network, super proud to be, and sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go to 26shirts.com. See what Dowry and the gang got cooking up. All sorts of great stuff over there. Let's go, Jerry. What do you got for your offensive key to the game this weekend?
Our offensive key to the game for Buffalo Bills versus Kansas City Chiefs is going to be get ahead and keep that run game going. Ty Johnson, Ray Davis, and James Cook. James Cook had 2 touchdowns last time. He had a pretty good game. I think if the Bills can establish a run game quick and consistent, I think it's going to be a long day for Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs linebacker there, Kalofis or whatever his name is, Scott, you have trouble saying it too sometimes. Kalaftis, yeah. He had 3 sacks last week. I think if you get the run game going and, again, get the swing passes out to him, screen game going to these running backs, these linebackers are going to have to play honest football. And I think that is going to be the key to success. I think establishing a run game will open up Allen to have a 300-yard pass game as well. Again, Run game's going to be first important to establish what's going on for the whole game. The defense is going to have to respect Ray Davis, James Cook, and Ty Johnson, and then bam, Allen's going to hit him deep a couple times. So establish that run game, get it going. Keys to the game, keys to the offense. Success is going to be the running backs.
George Karlaftis.
Galapagos. Got it. Awesome. Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. The run game's been on fire. Like those three backs, all three of them dynamic, and each of them can get hot. I mean, Cook is always hot, but Davis, Ty, either one of those dudes or both of them can get hot during a game. And the one thing that I wish would have happened in the Ravens game when they threw that ball to Dawson on the screen and he got smoked back and then passed the whistle, Ty was on the other side, same exact route, and he was only one-on-one. And I was, oh, God, that could have went.
There was a few. I mean, the RPO plays that Josh did, he got both of them wrong. He should have gave the ball to Ty Johnson one time. He's running 20 yards, and then he should have kept it the other time. So, hey, they'll learn.
The tape will tell. Tape will tell. They're still learning. What do you got for us, Scott, man? What's your key to the offense?
Have you guys ever heard of the term stay ahead of the chains? So for those of you who don't know what that means, it means constant positive yards. Don't get the false starts. Don't get the holdings. You don't want second long, third longs, all those stuff. You stay ahead of the chains. So where I'm going with this is the Buffalo Bills the last 2 weeks against Denver and Baltimore, really, really good defensive run teams, have gone 140, I believe, and 110 rushing yards. So our offensive line is kicking ass, and our running backs are doing their job. Stay ahead of the chains. I want to see the Buffalo Bills with many, many second fives, second fours, second and sixes. I mentioned before the game that we beat the Chiefs already this year we won by 9 points, but the stats and the scenarios we were put in weren't the best. We converted a lot of third and longs. I want to see us get ahead of that. I want the second and shorts. You'll see when we see those, that playbook opens and the Bills are very successful. A lot more deeper balls down the field, the mid-range passes, everything opens up. That's my key. First down is very important. I don't want to see a run every first down. I don't want to see a run on second down every second down. Just stay ahead of the chains. Make that second and short, second and mid, and third and short the game plan all game, and you'll be successful.
Here we go, folks. We're in overtime.
Like you did say.
Right.
You did say that we'd be in overtime today.
I did. I even gave these guys a heads up saying, yeah, we're going to go over. I know we're going to go over. This is AFC Championship Weekend, baby. We have the possibility of doing not one more show, but 2 more shows before we take our little break. It'll be a short break, I guess, this year if we keep winning. And wouldn't that just be sweet and swell?
Oh, darn.
Can't wait. Yeah, it's overtime because we are unprofessional and we talk a lot, and our fan base is gracious enough to let us get away with it here and there. So for me, my key to the offense, man, I've been kind of copping out saying just keep doing what you're doing, but really just keep doing what you're doing. You know, this offensive line is a monster. I guess if I had to zone in on something, run game, short passing game. Let's get some of these long balls out there, man. I love that shot they tried to hit Hollins on to start the game. It was just out of his reach. And then I was sitting there thinking, like, I wonder if Keon was running that route or whatever. But I loved it. I wish they would have came out in the second half and done the same damn thing and really tried to keep them honest like that. Maybe, we've gotten this secondary before. We've been successful with the run. Just Brady, mix it up and make it beautiful. Make it hard to cover and make it beautiful. Joe Brady's my key to the game here in the offense.
That's a good one.
Let's go defensive key to the game. Scott, what do you got?
I actually wrote down keep the game plan similar to the Ravens game plan. Isaiah Pacquiao is a good running back. He's a tough running back. He's a guy that's always falling forward. He's not like a Derrick Henry, obviously, but the guy is a north-south runner. So he hits the hole and he goes fast. So similar game plan as far as the running attack goes, and similar game plan as far as bringing pressure to the quarterback. Their front four did a good job this past week. And we saw a couple blitzes that were very surprising that left a lot to be desired. As far as a lot of people being wide open and getting to Lamar. Lamar did a great job against the blitz this week. So I want to see that. I don't want to see these defensive ends going around the edge and getting past Mahomes, because we know what happens to Mahomes if he can get out of the pocket. He likes to tease people on the sideline and flop, which is a horrible thing that he did this past week. That detrimental to his name. But that's what I want to see. Similar game plan, create the turnovers, get the pressures, and make life miserable. But the only difference, Swank and Jarrod, put someone on the damn tight end. Isaiah Likely and Andrews. Andrews had a bad game, yes, but they were open a lot. If you're going to bring a similar game plan, make sure you do have someone on these tight ends. If we recall last time we played the Chiefs, their backup tight end Gray had 2 touchdowns against us. So, yep, similar game plan. Just make sure you got a head on that tight end. Kelsey's not what he used to be. I think we got a fluke sample size of what he used to be this past week, but we're not going to see that again.
I like it, man. That's a big Kelsey. That's exactly what I was thinking. Rewatching the game yesterday, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, like great tight end tandem. Luckily, they couldn't handle the cold. But Kelsey, man, I am so sick of seeing him wide open. Cover that dude. Just cover that dude. Like, I heard Chopin Bulldog talking about it. Just sell out and cover that dude. Like, don't let him get his hand on a ball. You know, I know that they got Pacheco. I know they got Brown. I know all this stuff, but it's like, Hopkins and whatever else. I just, this dude is his safety blanket. He wants to feed the ball to him. Take him out of the equation, man. And he doesn't look as driven. He doesn't look as motivated this year. I don't care what anybody says. Kelsey was thinking about retiring last year. That doesn't go away, especially at this point in the season. You're tired. Here we are again. I guess we'll be here for the repeat, whatever. Like, I think you knock that guy around. You knock that guy around a little bit during the day and don't let him get his hand on the ball. You know, easy. Sorry, that was my key as well. I just wanted to piggyback on it. Jerry?
No, Swank, I real quick, I agree. He was left wide open, and he's not that maneuverable of a guy. He goes to his route, he turns around, he heads upfield, and he's still getting the 80 yards after catch this past week. That's nuts. You can't do that. You can't do that.
Nope, not for a 74-year-old tight end. Jerry, what is your defensive key to the game, brother?
Defensive key to the game. If you go back to week 11 when they played him the first time, it's going to be the same thing. Play to the whistle, maybe a little bit after. Don't let Mahomes dance around and do all that crap and then slide and get a penalty because it was a BS roughing the passer, unnecessary roughness. Fly to the sidelines, hit him like Ed Oliver did the Lamar Jackson. You know, tackle him right at that moment, right out of bounds. It could have been a penalty. Like you said, Swank, they're going to throw the penalty flags anyway. Finish the game, finish the play at the sidelines. Don't give up. Go 110% at these guys. Hit them every time you get the chance to. Hit Patrick Mahomes every chance you get the chance to. They're going to get the penalties if it's close, so might as well do it anyway. I'm not one that's going to be out to hurt somebody. I don't like to see that. But if these Patrick Mahomes is setting himself up to get hurt because he can't expect people to stop, then that's on him. Buffalo Bills defense, don't stop until that whistle blows and just go through everybody. Keys to the success is defense. Keep everything in front of them and tackle the football until the whistle blows. Go Bills.
Absolutely, man. I mean, that's, to me, going back to the first time we played them in the regular season, that was a point that we made on this show. You're going to get flagged. You were going to get a flag. If the things we were talking about earlier in the show where the refs don't, get some kind of like warning from the league or whatever the pressures are that kind of make them just like actually call the game fair and square. You gotta hit that guy. You gotta push him. I'm not saying don't be dirty. We're not saying be dirty, but we're saying he gets hit anytime you're close enough to hit him and the whistle hasn't blown. He gets a shove. He gets pushed on the ground. He gets knocked on his ass. Anything close, you might as well do it because they're not the same thing with the false start thing. They're not going to call it every single time. It's going to kill the game. Maybe you'll get it in that guy's head that he can't mess around the way he's been messing around and then rely on his buddies and the black and white stripes to bail him out. So I love it. Put him on his ass. Here we are in the comments. You guys are killing it. Patrick Hughes says just kick him in the nuts. Oh,
That's all.
We got our boy Corey say sell out on Kelsey. Yeah, talk a big game, and that's where my brain goes. It's like, why is that dude wide open?
Mm-hmm.
There are other guys on the team. I probably shouldn't be so crazy about it, but Jesus, I don't want to see that guy score on us. I don't want to see him catch a ball on us. Usually, first half of the games, we usually shut him down pretty well. So hopefully it's the same way. Let's see. Joey Hatch, when we played Kansas City in Week 11, we played them man-to-man. I see us doing more of that this game. Yeah, we'll see. We didn't talk on it a little bit or at all, really, but Taylor Rapp, day-to-day right now with a hip, which I think is better news than what we thought was going to happen at that game. He looked to be in some serious pain. So hopefully he's all good. Benford still in concussion protocol. Hopefully we get him practicing and he gets on a schedule similar to what Ray Davis was, because we need that dude out there 100%. Mary says tackle him around the ankles. That's his weakness.
Yep.
All right. I like it. Yeah.
Mahomes, yep.
Debbie says pressure on the QB, force poor decisions. Interceptions would be nice. I love interceptions, Debbie. You're right there for me. Jamie, no nerves is key. We've beat them. Just play our game. Yep. And I think that's a confidence, like we were saying, man, that they are bringing into this game that they haven't before. Right, fellers?
I agree.
Yeah. Paul Rossi says, Reed sounding like Jeff Galooly. I don't know. You gotta explain that one. You gotta explain that one, Paul. Long-time OG, Paul Rossi, by the way. What's up, brother?
What's up, Paul?
Let's see. When they called holding on Dawkins, I almost lost my expletive because that was not a hold. Great play by Dawkins to slap his hands down. Yeah, you're right, man. It's been said. It's been broken down on the McAfee show. It's been said all over the internet land. He is so good, and he does that, and it's a risk to do that. You have to be so athletic to do that play. If he doesn't time it correctly, he loses all of his momentum and balance, and the rusher's got a wide open shot at Josh Allen. So Dion is so confident in his technique and has performed that move how many times this season and been flagged for it at least a half a dozen. And it's ridiculous. They just see the guy on the ground. It's a hold. Let's see. We beat them. What do they need to do to beat us? I like that, Corey. I don't really want to jinx it.
No, it's the thing. It's the conversation we always have is that we always talk about what we got to do to beat them. But we're at a time now where we do us, and they've got to try to figure out how to handle us.
That's where
they have to play a perfect game too. They have to do what the Bills did against the Ravens: 0 turnovers, 3 punts, 1 penalty. They have to play a damn perfect game.
Jeff was Tanya Harding's hitman, dude. I knew that name sounded familiar. I watched that. I watched that Hulu docu pic about it, or whatever. They did a goofy reenactment kind of thing of it, and it was really good. Kaluli, dude, Jeff Kaluli. Let's see. Power of the O's and Eli's winning lockdown. LOL. That's Patrick's.
That's the X factor. Key to the game.
Factors. All right, let's do that. You guys, you want to kick it off? If they're calling for it, you want to kick it off with our kid in the street?
There you go, Eli. Let's do it.
All right, guys. This is the one, the only Eli. With Eli's winning lockdown, he has had an amazing record this season. We've been very lucky to have him be a part. We've been very lucky to have his mom, Lori, be in our lives and be super supportive and fun and always in the comments and joking around and stalking Ryan Fitzpatrick a little bit. This is our dude. Here he is.
Hey, welcome to Eli's Winning Lockdown. This Sunday, Bills versus Chiefs. If I said this once, I'm gonna say it again. Protect the ball Don't let the refs get in our head, and we'll dominate the Chiefs.
I like it.
Prediction 17-16.
Whoa.
Shout out to Ryan Fitzpatrick for really hyping my mom up with that infinite aura. Shout out to 26 shirts, official retail of the Bills Mafia babes. And as always, peace.
Peace.
Our dude Eli, man. 17-16. He's getting me a little nervous.
Yeah.
Holy man. All right, kiddos, let's do our score predictions. Get them in the comments. We're almost up to 1,300 viewers live right
There you
now.
go.
Let's push it out. Send it out to your granny and your cousin and your ex-girlfriend and whoever else. We're there. 1,300. Push it. Let's go. Crank it up. Jerry, since I haven't seen you in a while, man, and I want to hear your beautiful, soothing voice, and you're lamed up with one wing right now. I just let's go. What's your score prediction, brother?
The Bills played this Ravens team, and they didn't really do great with the numbers, and they still scored 27 points. I got a feeling Josh Allen and this offense is going to take off this week, and they're going to at least score 38. So I'm going to go 38 Buffalo, and I feel like this Bills defense has something to prove. They got to shut Mahomes down. They have trouble against Mahomes in the playoffs, but they're going to really put the kibosh on it, and they're going to keep them to 27. So 38-27 Buffalo Bills.
And Jerry, with his triumphant return to the K-Gun Report, completely disrespects the power of the O's.
38. 2 O's on top of each other.
All right. So what'd you say? 38?
27.
27. All right. I like it enough. I mean, you got to eat some SpaghettiOs this week either way, so you can't get out of that. Scott, what do you got, buddy?
I have power of the O's, 35-20. The 30 burger has been a norm for the Buffalo Bills, and I think the defense, if they are able to do exactly what we said for the key factors for defense, love it.
There you
go. I believe a double-digit win is a possibility. They beat them by 9 points last game without everything going right. So get your shit together. 40 degrees, overcast. It's not going to be freezing. The ground's not going to be hard. The ball's not going to be hard or slippery. Do your thing. Protect the ball and do everything that we know the Buffalo Bills can do. 35-20. Let's go.
I like it, man. I'm right there with you. 35-20. Same deal. Protect the ball. Play the ball that you've been playing all season long. You have Matt Milano back. Wow, this guy has been coming up big. Playoff Matt Milano, making plays every game. You got Von Miller looking like old Von Miller all of a sudden. There's just so much to be pumped about, these little pieces that we've been cultivating this whole time, and I really think they have to beat us. I love that take. They have to beat us. Let's stop talking about how we have to beat them. They have to beat us. I love it. 35-20.
Real quick, Swank. I was messaged today by ex-Buffalo Bill fullback Jamie Mueller.
Oh.
And he asked me about the thoughts of the game this week. And his thought was actually his gut tells him Bills own the Chiefs this week.
Ooh, I like it. Does he want to come on the show sometime, or what are we talking about here?
He would like to arrange a time.
I like it. I like it very much. Let's go.
I think Jamie Mueller was one of those guys, number 41. He was a beast blocking for Thurman Thomas. I think he could squat about 800 pounds. He was a freaking animal.
Nice. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get it going. We got Lonnie, 36-14 Bills. There's an O in there with combined score. I like that.
Fitty.
Corey, 30-28. Man, Corey, what you doing to me, man? 30-28. Also, everybody, please message Corey Blaine on Facebook or wherever, right here, right now, and ask him what is he going to do to top his stone cold spaghetti dunk face celebration. He's got to really up it, dude. We're talking AFC Championship. What's he got? What's he got next? I want to hear your ideas in the comments. We got a lot of score predictions. By the time I get to the end of these comments or score predictions, there's got to be comments about what he should do. I was thinking kiddie pool full of SpaghettiOs with a belly flop. That was my suggestion.
There you go.
Debbie Emerton, 37-27. Our boy Cookie, 38-24. Roberto, 31-23, Bills Super Bowl bound.
Man, oh man, we're one game away. Holy cow.
We got Mary Jane Brown Hughes, 36-21, Bills. Dr. Bruce McKellar, the doctor is in. Bills, 31, Chiefs, 24. We got the amazing Paulette Brown, Bills, 38-24. We got Doug, 31-20, Bills. Our boy Shane Becker, 27-21, Bills. Oh, man. Paul says, Bills by 6, Knox TD pass from the Wildcat.
We haven't seen that yet.
Nice.
Ooh.
There you go.
I tell you, I'm on the fence about this, and I know we're over, and we'll wrap her up here shortly. I'm on the fence about this, but I mean, a trick play is a trick play. Whatever. Do we need it?
Nope.
You know, do we need it? I was just thinking about that pitch back, you know, that he didn't do, and I'm like, I don't think we need it.
You know, we'll see it, Swank. We'll see it when we're up by 9.
Yeah,
because there'll be nothing to lose. That trick play will put the dagger in. That's the dagger. The trick play will only be for the dagger.
Yeah.
19. If we're up by 19, I'm good
Nine's
with
too
it.
much. Nine's
3
too
minutes
close.
left. You know, 3 minutes left. 19. I'm okay with it. Silence Arrowhead epic. That's what Uncle James says. What's up, Uncle James? Hell yeah. Man, you guys are killing it, man. Joey says 38 Buffalo, 23 KC.
There you go.
Corey Blaine, this is our year. What else would you rather be than right here, right now?
Boom.
Patrick says we getting Mike Maddox to do another SpaghettiOs video. I don't know if we get Mark to do another one. Maybe.
Mark is such a trooper.
He is, man. Killing it. Killing it. Daniel Green, 34-30. Corey Blaine with the expletive here. Oh, my God. This is a family show, Corey. Just fill up your swimming pool full of SpaghettiOs and stuff. Ellen Lartz, 35-21. Man, you guys are killing it right now, dude. Look at all these. Let's see. Oh, Joey says, put a whole case of SpaghettiOs in a pot and dump it over your face while you try to eat it.
There you go. Don't drown.
Shane says, I think one trick play, Allen catches a TD. You know, so wasn't that like the Texans game, the first playoff game? Did they try something like that? Or he did do that, right?
Yep.
And then that was the pinnacle. So again, fourth quarter, 3 minutes left, 19 points ahead. Sure.
Dagger.
I'm in on it. Go ahead. It's got to be from the 5-yard line. Like
Triple reverse
KC's
pass.
5.
Yeah, on first down, not third down.
Yeah. Yep. Doug, just beat them the good old-fashioned way. We don't need to play their game. I love it. Let me see. Patrick Hughes with the question of the year. Is Ryan Thomas going to chug his SpaghettiOs? Here's another deal right here. Tweet at Ryan Thomas Takes Sports Podcast. This dude needs some SpaghettiOs in his life. What up? Where's he been? Let's go. Ask the hard-hitting questions. See him on Sunday sessions this Sunday. Patrick Hughes, he forgot about it. I'm like his secretary, says Lori. Okay. Oh, all right, guys. 9:22, 13:43 of you guys. You absolutely killed it. What a night. Had so much fun. AFC Championship Weekend after a win in the divisional. Can you be any more hyped right now? This is crazy. Jerry, give us a final thought. I'm so glad you're back. I missed you so much. I don't think we've had a three-man show here in quite some time, and
In a minute,
it's made me sad. So I'm glad that you're back. Please tell us your final thought for the last four. It has to be so good. It has to make up for like the last four.
Oh my
final
goodness.
thoughts. Yeah.
Well, let's go with Bills Mafia AFC Championship game. This was not even supposed to be in the visual of things for us, this team this year, right? But we're here. You want to know why? Because we have Josh Allen. We have Sean McDermott leading the way. We have a core of coaches that are here for the team and not for their personal stuff. We got a quarterback. He's our MVP. I don't care what the NFL thinks, but as long as Josh Allen's under that center, this team's going places, and he proved it this year. A team full of misfits, a team full of nobodies. They pulled it together. They played as a team. They appreciate each other, and they appreciate the Bills Mafia. AFC Championship football, guys, this week. Can you believe that? How awesome. One game at a time. This is it. One more game, and then we're going to the place where we've been waiting to go for the last 30 years. Cheer loud if you're there. It's going to be a long trip to get there, but cheer loud in your home. Don't stop cheering until that clock reads 0. AFC Championship football, guys. Where else would you rather be than right now, right here, right now? I can't wait to come back Tuesday and just talk about how we go into the Super Bowl.
You're coming back?
You'll be here?
2 weeks in a row, graced by Jarrod. It'd be great. Nicely done, dude. Nicely done. It did. It made up. It made up for it. It was good. Scooter Magoo, what do you got?
Oh boy, guys, this is the script that's supposed to happen. I know during the playoffs we all try to figure out what teams we want to play. Doesn't matter if we played the Denver Broncos and then the Ravens and then the Texans and then made the Super Bowl and won. If we did not go to Arrowhead and play the Kansas City Chiefs and beat Patrick Mahomes, we would still hear about that shit even if we won the Super Bowl. Still didn't go through the champ. So this is the way it's supposed to be. Josh Allen had a managed game this past week. Josh Allen, it's MVP time, brother. It's scoring touchdowns, lighting this defense up, and showing exactly what you're made of, what this team is made of, what this offense can do, and what this team can do. You're going to be on the sidelines hyping up this defense. We're going to be excited. This team is mentally ready. They're prepared. It starts at the bottom all the way to the top, and they'll tell you that. It is time. This is the way it's supposed to be. AFC Championship football. It's the new era. Chiefs and Bills, the way it's supposed to be. It's time the script flipped, and we're heading to the Super Bowl. That's just the way it is. It's got to be that way. Go Bills.
I got to tell you, man, with those two final thoughts, there's one thing that didn't happen with what you said. That's right. You can't rattle these reads. I'm gonna play that on a loop for like 40 hours, man. It's so
there you go. It's time, though, guys. It's time. It's just the stars have aligned. Take over.
That's right, man. It is our time. We've been through a lot as a fan base. We've been through a lot as an organization. I think this is different. It feels different. We've said it all year. You have an MVP candidate that should be the rightful heir to the MVP. That is more than likely the weekend before the Super Bowl not going to get it. If you haven't yet, go see what Kyle Brandt had to say about all this, man. Insane. I loved it. I couldn't even think of what to say to share it because he really laid out the Lamar thing. He gave all the respect to Lamar that you could give to him, but he also he doesn't play well in the playoffs. He laid it out there that this isn't Josh Allen's fault that Lamar didn't, win a playoff game and make all of these people's dreams come true because he's having this epic season. This doesn't work this way. Just because you play well during the regular season does not mean that you get to win a Super Bowl, that you get this parade, that you get playoff wins. You have to earn that shit every single week. And everybody in the NFL should have to live up to the same standards that Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills do. I don't care who you are. And the whole time I grew up watching this game, nobody cried for the Bills because, well, aside from Bill fans, nobody cried for the Bills after the Super Bowls. Nobody cried for the Bills after the Music City Miracle. That was just football. It's always football. That's what happens. Sorry. Better luck next year. Where are we with that? This team's in there. This team is waiting through all that crap. This team is together and ready to go out there and kick some ass and show everybody what the city is made of, man. It is time. It's time. It's time. KC's time is over. Clip it. Do whatever you want. It's our time. And it just feels right. Anybody, if I'm wrong, I'm not a homer like that. I love our team. If any of you out there are feeling nervous or don't feel like this doesn't feel better than any of the other times that we've gone in there, let me know, man. But God, it just, there's no nerves. There's no Oh God, again, like I'm just. This is that year that Peyton beat Brady to me. This is that electricity and that feeling.
Damn right.
So just go in and get it done, man. Do it. Cheer hard. Enjoy this time. I say it all the time. All those years, man. All those years. Enjoy this time. Your team is in the AFC Championship after 4 or 5 years now, right? Like, here we are, man. Enjoy it. You're one game away. One Kermit the Frog Mohawk looking MFer away from getting to the Super Bowl. God, I hope it's the Eagles. I'm not jinxing it. I'm not looking ahead. I hope it's the Eagles. I want them. Guys, fantastic. Had so much fun. So excited after going to the game, having Jerry here, having the whole panel. You know, we're rolling up on the end of a 5th season of doing this show, and it's incredible. So thank you guys so much for being a part of it, and we love the hell out of you. Go Bills.
Sunday sessions, 5 p.m. Join us. Talk about last minute stuff. Go Bills.
Oh man, AFC Championship football. Go Bills.
Go